by far, my favorite machine is the Flex Polisher. This is the #1 tool in the industry in this category. And what makes the Flex unique is that it both oscillates and has forced rotation. It's more powerful than the Porter cable. It corrects in about, I would say, 1/3 of the time, sometimes 20% of the time. So you'll be done with the car faster than you would with the Porter cable. And when you have a really hard clear coat, it sometimes requires that you use the Flex to get it perfect. Now, Dylan already introduced our new 4th generation polishing pads. This new technology with this new cut on the face makes it incredibly easy to control. It's an outstanding technology, it's easier to use, and you get better results faster. Lastly, you can use the same pad on your Porter cable that you're using on your Flex. There's no need to have a separate set for each of your machines. So, again, we know this car it got beat up over its very young life, so we know that we want to make sure and remove those swirls. We know it takes the severe swirl remover and our green pad. So, starting with that, on the Flex Polisher, I'm just going to put a little bit of polish on the pad, severe swirl remover, green polish, green pad, and then a tiny shot of the detail spray. And kind of like Dylan does, I'll start with the machine on low, but the difference with this machine, there's a trigger that's adjustable. So it's a variable speed. You don't need to set the machine up and down. You can just pull the trigger really slow and have it run slow. Now, when using the green Flex, the green polish in the Flex machine, you might notice that the product starts to dust. Well, it'll start to dust sometimes because the severe swirl remover is almost entirely comprised of solids. I can actually still see there's polish in the pad. So when it starts to dust, I know what's happening. What's happened is the liquid properties in the polish have dried. Now I have nothing but solids, and that's what's starting to cause a little bit of the dusting. So instead of adding more polish, I'm just going to hit with a little bit of detail spray, and that will get the polish activated again, and it'll slow down the dusting. Now, I'm going to pop the green pad off and move right in to the orange 4th generation pad. And like always, swirl and haze remover, orange polish, orange pad, always. Okay, a little bit of polish, not too much. And a little shot of the detail spray. Now, it's important to mention while you're polishing, with this and the Porter cable, it's imperative to keep both machines totally flat on the finish. You never want to take an orbital polisher at an angle. You'll just tear the entire outer lip of the pad straight off the machine. So we have people that say, oh, you know, my pad only lasted one car. Well, people that are used to using a normal buff like this, it won't even last 2 panels, and this entire outer edge will just cut. You'll see a deep cut in there. So using the pad totally flat is essential to keeping your pad alive. Another thing is how much pressure. With the Porter cable, you put enough pressure down to stop the machine or to actually slow the pad. Now with this, you put just enough downward pressure down, and we say about 3 to 5 pounds of pressure, okay? Not a ton. So that means it's just enough to basically bottom out the face of the pad so that it's an even pad polishing on your paint. All right. That's looking pretty good. Next, I'm going to take the last polishing pad, the fine machine pad, the white pad, attach it to the flex, and of course, just again, not too much polish, a little bit of the fine machine polish, and a little hit of the detail spray. And let's see how this finishes. All right, so now we're going to find out how we did on our test patch. Now, like we did the Porter cable, it's essential to figure out what it takes to get this section perfect before you do the whole car. You want to get this little area flawless first and then use that. Oh, that is perfect. So, one full round of the Flex Polisher, green, orange, white. And we got to perfect. So people used to say, oh, I think my car needs to be waxed, you know, it's looking bad. Well, everything that we just did is what comes before wax. So, you know, waxing, sealing, even a glaze, those all come once you get the paint perfect. So getting the paint too perfect is what we just did. Keeping the paint perfect and protecting the paint, I'm going to hand that over to Dylan now so he can take you through those steps.